least 14 people have been shot at a banquet hall in Stockton, California, where a birthday party was being held. The suspect is still at large. So if you see anyone suspicious in Stockton, California with a gun around where this took place, they may be the shooters, so be careful. Earlier reports were that this was an ice cream shop. Clearly, this is technically a banquet hall where they hold parties for kids. Authorities are saying that this appears to be a targeted incident. So it looks like this was a deliberate act of violence towards a birthday party of kids.
What is going on in California,
I think this is absolutely horrific. Governor California Newsom's office has said that he has been briefed on the horrific shooting in Stockton and that the governor's Office of Emergency Services, Cal OES, is monitoring the situation, coordinating with local law enforcement. Breaking news, authorities are now saying that at least 4 people are dead, 10 injured, so at least 14 people have been shot at a banquet hall in Stockton, California, where a birthday party was being held. The suspect is still at large.
At a kid's birthday party, guys.
Suspicious in Stockton, California with a gun around where this took place, they may be the shooters, so be careful. Earlier reports were that this was an ice cream shop. Clearly, this is technically a banquet hall where they hold parties for kids. Authorities are saying that this appears to be a targeted incident. So it looks like this was a deliberate act of violence towards a birthday party of kids. I think this is absolutely horrific.
This is
Governor
crazy.
California Newsom's office has said that he has been briefed on the horrific shooting in Stockton and that the governor's Office of Emergency Services, Cal OES, is monitoring the situation, coordinating with local law enforcement. Breaking.
They're chasing homeboy. They're chasing him right there. They're chasing homeboy. They got his ass.
Stockton, California, guys.
They got his ass.
There's a lot of cops in here, you guys. Alpine too.
Tragic breaking news this evening as there has been yet another mass shooting in America, this time at a Dairy Queen at a child's birthday party in Stockton, California. Guys, this is tragic as 4 people have lost their lives and 10 others are injured and in the hospital. The suspect is at large and authorities are trying to identify them and track them down. So this is an active situation and we will learn more as the time goes on here. But guys, this particular Dairy Queen had a banquet hall attached to it where this birthday party was taking place, and authorities describe the people as being adolescent to adult aged. So we don't know anything about the victims and who has lost their lives.
Yes, we do. Y'all know I found it.
But that information will come soon, and we'll learn more about this. They did say they believe, based on the evidence that they have right now, that this was a targeted attack. But again,
10 injured, 4 unalive at a child's birthday party in Stockton, California, guys.
This has got to stop. What's it going to take, everyone?
Also, there was a Black Friday mall shooting,
guys. How many more times am I going to have to report on this? I am sick of it. Sick and tired of it. Everyone else should be too.
Oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Man, this is terrible, guys. Stockton, California, guys. Make sure y'all double tapping that screen.
Supposedly 12 people got hit. I guess it was in them houses right here around the corner.
You're good to stand there, man. Just don't come back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody okay?
Yeah, I have 2 additional here from this week. We're going to transfer and that'll be the end of the victims over here.
Hold on, we don't want to see none of that.
When I see you,
Hold
the whole world see
Hold up, because we ain't looking for that. That's not what we're looking for. All right, let's go here.
All right, we are starting now with breaking news. A shooting has left multiple people hurt in Stockton. You heard that police radio saying possibly 12 victims. Police now confirming with us that there were 14 victims and 4 of them have died. The investigation is happening right now. It's outside an area with several businesses on Thornton Road and Lucille Avenue. Police say it happened at a banquet hall, some type of family gathering. And right now, police say the suspect is on the run. Thank you for joining us for this special edition of ABC 10 News. I'm Nazi Javid, and we'll get you straight to this breaking news. We have several crews out at the scene of this shooting working to get more details and information for us. And we're going to start you off this morning with our team coverage. We have Gabriel Porras, ABC 10's Gabriel Porras, who arrived just minutes after the initial call, and ABC 10's Roxanne Elias and Roxanne Police telling us that their number one priority is identifying and finding that suspect. Tell us, what are you learning at this hour?
That is the number one priority right now, Nazi. We are actually standing right in front of Lucille Avenue, where there are multiple deputies investigating this shooting. I want to get right to it. I want to let you guys hear from the San Joaquin Sheriff's Office spokesperson, Heather Brent. Heather, what can you tell us about this situation?
I can tell you that a call came in shortly before 6 p.m. of a possible shooting. It was at a family gathering, a banquet hall here off of Lucille Avenue. We can confirm right now that there are 14 victims. 4 of those victims, unfortunately, are deceased.
What can you tell us about the victims? Any age range? Are all of these people involved? Are they family members?
All of that information is being gathered right now. As far as family members, what we're being told is that it was a family gathering. So I can expect that it probably was family members, involved in all of this.
What can you tell us that led up to this shooting?
As far as leading up, that is all under investigation. Right now, preliminary investigation suggests that this is a targeted incident. We do not believe that there is any harm to our surrounding area, but that it is a targeted incident.
What do we know about the
Stockton,
suspect, multiple
California.
suspects
Stockton,
that may be involved
California.
in this shooting?
That is under investigation at this time.
Can you kind of tell us where we're at right now in direction to where that hall is, just so that people kind of have an understanding of where that shooting may have taken place?
Thornton Avenue and the 1900 block of Lucille Avenue. Thornton Road and Lucille Avenue. It's a family banquet hall that's there that they were at a family get together.
What is the number one ask right now from your community as we sit here and know that 14 people were injured in this shooting?
You have several businesses around this area. Ideally, there's going to be some type of surveillance. If you have surveillance video, if you were in the area and you saw something, whether it's a vehicle description, whether it's a suspect description, or you saw the incident, please contact the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office. Our number one priority is finding the person who is responsible for this and holding them accountable.
And is there any description at this point that we know of that suspect?
That is all information that's being gathered right now.
And Heather, right now as we sit here, this is a very tragic incident. What can you say as far as what, deputies are going through? I saw, police is out here as well.
Yes.
How does this feel for you guys having to see this happen in your community?
Pray for our guys. We have the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office out here. Obviously, we're leading this. We have other agencies who stepped in without hesitation to help us with this. It's a very tragic incident. There's a lot of moving pieces right now, from victims who need to be transported to local hospitals, from our investigations trying to gather all the information, our deputies, again, other agencies. Just pray for our guys right now. This is an unfathomable incident.
Thank you so much for everything you're doing, Heather. Anything else to add?
We need to find the suspect and we need to hold them accountable.
Thank you, Heather.
Heather, do you believe it's a single?
As you've heard there, Heather says the number one
Gillian.
priority is finding the suspect or suspects involved. Now, the street on Thornton is closed down right now, where you could see where the incident is. So try to avoid the area at this time. I'm Roxanne Elias, live in Stockton, ABC 10.
Yeah, Roxanne, thank you for that report. You did ask the public information officer with the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office about the age ranges, and she did mention earlier the ages range from juvenile to adult, so I think that's a question a lot of folks are asking, but again, a developing situation. We're still working to gather those details about the victims and the suspects. Roxanne, stay on this for us, and we'll check back in just a bit. We want to take you now to our Gabriel Porras. He was also
Yeah, Nazi, we were first on scene just less than 20 minutes after this terrifying situation unfolded. Originally, we were at the Dairy Queen parking lot here, the Thornton Plaza Shopping Center, and that's where we had a huge amount of law enforcement there. It was a frantic scene, dozens of fire crews, even several minutes after it all happened, and just swarms of officers. I was there as well as family members started showing up, and they were sobbing. You could just feel the sadness in the air. Of course, at that point, we didn't have much information. Now we do have more than what we knew at that point, but people were asking where their children were. They said that there was an event going on nearby. That's what we have confirmed now. But again, a lot of distraught family members, people sobbing as well as they came and arrived here at the scene, and it's still been active ever since then. Those family members were too distraught to talk with us on camera, understandably going through all of this. But we did speak with someone who lives in the area, a neighbor. Take a listen to what he heard and saw.
There was 3 sets of gunfire. The first set, there was a lot of rounds. I'm not sure exactly how many, and then they sounded kind of fireworky, and so I wasn't really too concerned about it. But then the next 2 sets came. Gunfire came probably maybe a minute later, and then all of a sudden there was all these police are here.
This took place in Stockton, California, guys.
It all happened so quickly. That's what we're hearing from so many people who have been out here today. We did get a statement from Vice Mayor Jason Lee. You'll see it on your screen here. It reads in part, quote, "Tonight, my heart is heavy in a way that's hard to put into words. As Vice Mayor of Stockton and as someone who grew up in this community, I am devastated and angry to learn about the mass shooting at a child's birthday party. An ice cream shop should never be the place for families to fear their lives." And again, that was from Vice Mayor Jason Lee. That statement just came in a moment ago into our newsroom. Back here live on the scene, the county supervisor for this area has been on scene. The council member who represents this area as well has been on scene. We've seen the DA's office, and we're told the FBI is here as well. So hopefully we'll be getting some answers soon as to how and why this happened. But that question is bearing on the minds of so many here in Stockton with this tragedy tonight. Live in Stockton, Gabriel Porras, ABC 10.
Report. We're going to continue our team coverage of this breaking news with ABC 10's Roxanne Elias. We are learning the governor's Office of Emergency Services is monitoring this evolving situation and coordinating with local law enforcement. So here's a recap of what we know at this hour. The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office is saying this happened shortly before 6 p.m. Their dispatch center got reports of a shooting that occurred at the 1900 block of Lucille Avenue. This is in Stockton. They can confirm 14 people were struck by gunfire, and 4 victims have since been confirmed deceased. This is an active investigation. They're working to get information on who this suspect or suspects might be. There's no indication that they have any leads at this time. They say this is all under investigation, and as you just heard, the FBI also involved, and the governor also tweeting about this. The governor saying that they are looking at this, and that I can read it to you here, the governor's press office saying that Governor Gavin Newsom has been briefed on the horrific shooting in Stockton. The governor's Office of Emergency Services is monitoring the evolving situation and coordinating with local law enforcement. So again, this is an early indication of what's happening here that suggests that this may be a targeted incident. Investigators are exploring all possibilities here, but you just heard them make a call out to the public. They are wanting anyone who may have seen anything, surveillance, photos, videos, a vehicle description, a person description. They are asking people to come to them. The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office leading that investigation there. They did have help at the scene because it's a very active scene still. Manteca PD and Stockton PD and the FBI also assisting with them. We're going to take you back to continue this breaking news with our Roxanne Elias with more on the investigation. Roxanne.
Nazi, as you just heard a few minutes ago, the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office spokesperson calling this a very unfathomable incident here as we have deputies on scene. We have Highway Patrol here on scene. We have Stockton PD here on scene. And we're actually standing right in front of the Lucille Avenue area. If you take a look here, you will see multiple cars, deputies on scene investigating this. Now, we're told that this happened at a banquet hall right near a Dairy Queen area. I know a lot of people were talking about perhaps a shooting happening there, but it happened at a banquet hall where a family was celebrating something. We're not really sure exactly what it was just yet, but at that celebration, 14 victims were shot. We now know 4 of those people who were shot are dead. We do know that the ages, we don't know the specific ages, but we do know that some of them.
This is crazy, guys. 10 people hurt.
Still very active. Guys. We did hear from the sheriff's office that there are early indications suggesting this is a targeted incident. Detectives working hard to find out what led up to the shooting. Their number one priority right now is trying to identify the suspect or suspects involved and
some of the people that were hurt are juveniles.
We're still waiting to hear if there is a description
this happened at a
of
kid's
a suspect.
Birthday party.
We're learning that deputies right now are trying to figure out, talk to the people here in the community, see if there's any video. They're asking people in their community if they know anything to call the sheriff's office. Now, for some of you that may not know, this is Thornton's Road, which is a very, very busy area of this city. Again, the sheriff's office calling this an unfathomable incident. Number one priority right now is looking for that suspect and holding them accountable. Nazi?
Yeah, Roxanne, very, very serious incident. It sounds like we are hearing that the mayor will be speaking in about 10 minutes or so. So we're going to be standing by for that to find out what they are learning so far about this developing breaking news situation. Roxanne, live for us. Thank you so much. And remember, please, you can keep up with all of this breaking news as it happens. You can get it through our ABC 10 Plus TV streaming app. That is free to download on your TV, and you can sign up for notifications on your phone so you can get the breaking developments to your phone as soon as we learn them. But again, San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office calling for people to come forward with information because this suspect is still on the loose. That's what we're hearing. We don't have any details yet on the suspect. However, we do know this happened at a banquet hall, at a family gathering, 14 victims, 4 deceased. The victims were transported to local hospitals, according to authorities. And again, they are telling us that early indications on this investigation show that they believe it to be a targeted incident. And so they're saying they don't believe at this time that the general public at large is in danger. But again, the FBI has been brought in for this so they can help investigate and find out exactly what led up to this mass shooting. Now, the victims, again, were at a family gathering and they're working to locate the suspect. The governor was briefed on this. He's calling it a horrific shooting in Stockton, quote, and the Office of Emergency Services is monitoring the situation and coordinating with local law enforcement agencies who've been out there doing this investigation since 6 o'clock this evening. So for the last few hours here, this again was at the 1900 block of Lucille Avenue. This is in Stockton, and 14 people struck by gunfire. Now, if you're just tuning in, the Vice Mayor, Jason Lee, also spoke about this. You can see this is a map of where the shooting happened here. There's a Dairy Queen nearby. There's a Lumpia place nearby. And this is where this incident happened. And the Vice Mayor, Jason Lee, speaking out on social media saying, quote, "Tonight, my heart is heavy in a way that is hard to put into words. As Vice Mayor of Stockton and as someone who grew up in this community, I am devastated and angry to learn about the mass shooting at a child's birthday party. An ice cream shop should never be a place where families fear for their lives. Violence touched my life as a young person, and seeing our own children, parents, and neighbors go through this shakes me deeply. Stockton is my home. These are our families. This is our community." Now, the Vice Mayor does go on to say that he is in contact with staff and public safety officials to try and understand exactly what what happened here, and he's pushing for answers, he says. And he says that the community, quote, deserves to know the truth, and that the families impacted deserve justice. Every resource available to support them is what he is working for. And he ends with his post saying, tonight, I am sending my thoughts and prayers and love to the families who are hurting, to the children who witnessed this trauma, and to everyone across our city who feels the pain. Please, God, uplift our community. We don't deserve this, and we will not accept this as our norm. Again, that is Vice Mayor Jason Lee of Stockton speaking out on social media about this incredible tragedy.
All right, so we have unaliving of 4 people that took place in Stockton, California, guys. Some were juveniles, some was adults. This happened at a child's birthday party. It is very sad, guys. Make sure you guys are double tapping that screen. You know, that's how you hit the like button if you're on a mobile device. So click those 3 dots. Hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Breaking news, guys. A mass shooting has taken place in Stockton, California at a child's birthday party.
Sir, with the County Sheriff's Office, my name is Heather Brent. Limited information that I can provide at this time. I'm going to refer to my notes, though. Shortly before 6:00 p.m. tonight, our dispatch received reports of possible gunshots near the 1900 block of Lucille Avenue. What we have confirmed at this time is that there was a banquet hall where a family was celebrating. We have 14 victims of this shooting. 4 of those are deceased. The victims have been transported to local hospitals throughout the area. This is a very active and ongoing investigation. Information remains very limited at this time. Early indications suggest that this may be a targeted incident. Investigators are exploring all possibilities at this time. Detectives are working diligently to determine the circumstances leading up to this incident. We are urging anyone with information, whether it's videotape, surveillance, maybe you're in the area and you saw something, to please contact the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office. Our number 1 priority right now is identifying the suspect in this incident. We're very grateful for our local law enforcement agencies. We have called out several agencies to come in and assist, including Manteca Police Department, Stockton PD. We've got the District Attorney's Office. We have the FBI. Again, our number 1 priority is ensuring that we find that suspect and hold them accountable.
Do you have the ages of the victims?
Ages range from juvenile to adult. I don't have specific ages that I can release at this time.
Do you know if multiple people fired guns or it was just one person?
That's under investigation at this time.
Were the victims inside or outside of the venue?
To my understanding, and again, I'll correct this if needed, but to my understanding that the victims were inside of the banquet hall.
What is the name of the banquet hall?
I'll have to provide that at a later time.
Let's double tap that screen, guys. Get the likes up and click those 3 dots. Hit that thumbs up.
To my understanding, it was a family gathering.
The mayor said it was something to do with the child's birthday celebration.
That's information that's coming in at this time. I do not have that to confirm.
Where's the suspect?
We're working to locate the suspect at this time.
The suspect is still at large, guys.
I believe that it's more than one person.
That's information that we'll have to confirm at a later time.
Were any firearms covered at the scene?
I don't have that information for you at this time.
Do you have information on the using of the vehicle? The investigation on the vehicle?
We will not be releasing that information at this time. Everything is under investigation.
Are you able to share which direction the banquet hall is in, if it's further down Fullerton or on Lucille?
So behind us, I don't know if you guys can see it, there's a Dairy Queen. Inside that parking area, there is a banquet hall. It's further down.
City or county?
County. The sheriff's office is handling this investigation at this time.
Was the shooter outside when the shots were fired?
Specific information is all under investigation at this time. We will be providing an update when we can.
I'll have to imagine I'm not able to speak on this. Investigations like this involving children cannot be easy for any of the deputies or officers.
It is unfathomable that there are young children who are harmed, that there is anybody who is harmed in this, and our hearts go out to those victims, to their families, and to our community.
We don't know how many were kids that were hurt in all of this,
approach,
guys.
led by the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office, and with other agencies that are involved, including Stockton Police Department, California Highway Patrol, and the Department of Justice. So our understanding at this time that the individual responsible is still outstanding. If you have any information as to this individual, reach out immediately. And if you are this individual, turn yourself in immediately. My office is also working very, very hard with all the other agencies providing support, including my investigation unit, my chief of homicide, and my victim witness advocates that are providing assistance to the families and their victims. Also, when this individual is caught, you have my promise that you will have the full force of my office's resources in holding this individual fully accountable. Let this ring perfectly clear. In this community, in San Joaquin County, violence of this nature has absolutely no place at any time, shape, or form, and children should not be harmed by gun and gang violence. Mayor?
Thank you. You know, this is Thanksgiving weekend. This is when families come together, celebrate, share memories, give each other love. And unfortunately tonight, heaven is a little bigger with the individuals, children and adults that unfortunately do not make it. Stockton is better than this. Whoever did this, if you know them, as the district attorney just said, please call Crime Stoppers. You can leave an anonymous tip. We've got work to do, and this type of violence.
Thank you.
Again, our city is better than that. 2014, I remember the Madison Market shooting. 7 people were gunned down right across from the school district. Unacceptable. And what happened tonight? Again, unacceptable. Families should be together instead of at the hospital, standing next to their loved one, praying that they survive. So again, I wish we had better news for you, wish we could tell you more. As soon as that information becomes available, we will make sure that you get it. Thank you.
Thank you, that is all.
You guys could do me a favor. We're going to be pushing back the crime scene. If you guys could be over at the ARCO, please.
The furthest, so Arco is the south portion. The north is going to be the quick stop area. I'm having a lot of you parked here, so obviously it's all going to be closed for an extended period of time. So north is the quick stop, and then south will be Arco.
4 people unalive, guys. Both maybe children and adults, guys. This happened at a child's birthday party in Stockton, California, guys.
Let's get set for NBC. Let's just stand here.
Just say it, guys.
I'm going to use the log if that's okay.
Did you turn them?
Just terrible, guys. Wow. Yeah, man, it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. Hold on. All right, we already did. He popped up there unexpectedly. All right, this is another situation that took place in California at a Black Friday at one of the biggest malls in the Bay Area, guys. Also, another tragic situation. What is going on in California?
That we are following out of the area of San Jose, California. Take a look at your screen as there was essentially pandemonium here at a mall over in San Jose. All of this on Black Friday as shots rang out. We know that 3 people were shot at the Westfield Valley Fair Mall on Friday afternoon, and authorities are investigating. This is some of the video that is coming in from our Fox 2 San Francisco KTVU team that's out there following this. Now, the San Jose Police Department posting on X just after 6 p.m. local time that officers were at the mall investigating reports of a shooting, which was reported just minutes earlier. The shooting happened outside of the women's Macy's, that's on the 2nd floor of the mall. Video taken from those inside the mall showed people screaming and running for safety, as well as dozens of other people taking shelter in the hallway. Tyler Pena of Morgan Hill said, quote, "We were just eating dinner at California Pizza Kitchen, and all of a sudden a stampede of people come running our way. I did hear a couple shots there at the end. We ended up hiding in somebody's backyard with a group of 10-15 of us for about 30 minutes. Now, police initially reported they found 2 victims there at the scene, but later said just after 8:30 p.m. local time that 3 victims, a man, a woman, and a 16-year-old girl had been found with gunshot wounds and were taken to a hospital for treatment. Their injuries
what is going on in California, guys?
The police department later said the shooting, quote, appears to be an isolated incident and not an active shooting. The department saying a male suspect fled the scene of the shooting before police were able to get there, and they believe he used a handgun. A sergeant there with the San Jose Police Department saying it was not targeting unsuspecting shoppers. Something had occurred between this man and one of our victims, and then the shooting occurred. However, we're still trying to figure out what transpired prior to the shooting. Police say that the woman and the girl who were injured were believed to have been uninvolved bystanders, so they were hit, and there were questions about the connection, but investigators saying it did turn out there that they were bystanders. Our Fox 2 San Francisco team filing this report.
Shoppers say it was a chaotic and terrifying scene as gunfire erupted inside Valley Fair Mall just after 5:30 p.m. on Black Friday. 3 gunshot victims were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries: an adult male, an adult female, and a 16-year-old girl. Police say a male suspect fled before officers arrived and remains outstanding.
The incident itself was an isolated incident. It was not targeting unsuspected shoppers. Something had occurred between this male and one of our victims transpired, and then the shooting occurred. However, we're still trying to determine exactly what transpired prior to the shooting.
SJPD says the 2 female victims are believed to be bystanders at this stage in the investigation. The shooting happened just outside the women's Macy's on the 2nd floor of the mall.
I was in Macy's shopping for lipsticks with my mom and my brother, and we heard like loud bang sounds, and so we didn't think much of it. We thought like maybe something fell or something, and then we heard it continuously, and then glass shattered, so we ducked down, and then it kept coming, so we started running out.
Videos circulating on social media show a mob of people running past the Abercrombie store and others taking cover. Video from the Citizen app shows dozens of shoppers sheltering in a hallway. And outside the mall, crowds gathered as multiple emergency responders arrived.
We were just eating dinner at California Pizza Kitchen, and all of a sudden, stampede of people come running our way. I did hear a couple shots there at the end, and we just followed them, ran quick, and we ended up hiding in somebody's backyard with a group of like 10 or 15 of us for about 30 minutes.
I saw people running, and I got scared, so I ran.
We were getting like pushed over because we were just trying to look back to our friends to make sure they were safe.
Yeah, someone like, I almost lost my shoe.
Yeah, there's shoes everywhere.
We also saw several shaken Macy's employees embracing one another. Workers were applauded as they walked out of the store to safety. Shoppers tell us this kind of violence is unusual at Valley Fair.
But it's not the type of place like that this would happen.
How about you?
Yeah, it's really surprising. We go here all the time and get like food.
All right, that was our Fox 2 San Francisco team, KTV.
That's crazy, guys. That's crazy. Hold on. More on this situation that took place in Stockton, and then we'll come right back to this mall situation, guys. Wow.
And 10 others injured. Stockton Vice Mayor Jason Lee, one of the officials, saying that this happened at a child's birthday party on Lucille Avenue near Thornton. Now, thanks for joining us for Fox 40 News at 10:30. I'm Dennis Shanahan. We'll continue that live team coverage with Fox 40's Chloe Curtis and Sierra Krug, both live at the scene. And we begin this half hour with Sierra with the very latest. Sierra.
Well, Dennis, as you noted, the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office is calling this a mass shooting. 14 people have been confirmed to have been shot. Again, 4 people have died. The rest have been taken to a nearby hospital where officials say they are surrounded by their loved ones. Now, that initial call came just before 6 p.m. at a banquet hall. And you can't see it from where I am, but there's a Dairy Queen a little ways behind me. I'm told that banquet hall was right next to it. And again, that was a family celebration. There's still no known confirmed information about the victims at this time, but officials say the primary focus is figuring out who that suspect is and how many there are. They do say right now they don't know how many weapons were involved, but there's a lot of missing pieces they're still looking to put together. They say they're investigating every possible reason this could have happened. At this point, they have reason to believe this was a targeted attack, meaning there's no reason for people to continue to look for a threat. However, that being said, I would say standing in this area, the scene still seems to extend about, if I were to estimate, about 4 or 5 blocks near Lucille Avenue here in Stockton. So there's still police presence all around, so keep an eye out for that. Again, if you have any information about this suspect or this incident in general, you are asked to contact the Sheriff's Department. For now, 11 Stockton, covering local news that matters, Sierra Krug, Fox 40 News.
Sierra, thank you. And we continue our live team coverage with Fox 40's Chloe Curtis, who has been gathering information from the scene as well. Chloe, what can you tell us?
Dennis, heartbreaking, unfathomable, and devastating are a few of the words that we're hearing from community members as well as local leaders here in Stockton tonight. And this investigation is going to be a lengthy one. It's going to be happening overnight and into the morning, and still a lot of questions that are unanswered. What we do know right now is that law enforcement still has a heavy presence here on scene. They're staged at pretty much every corner here. And that investigation is taking place at a banquet hall tucked right behind many of these businesses here along Lucille Avenue. This call came in around 6 this evening, and since then, several agencies have been brought in to assist with this investigation. And to help you visualize the reach of the scene, this is some drone footage captured by our photojournalist Dan Franz about an hour ago. This investigation is about a lot more than the size of the scene, though. It's going to include extensive review of any surveillance footage, interviews with witnesses and victims, and collecting as much physical evidence as possible from the scene. We still see police staged at pretty much every corner around this area, and in many instances it can take several hours to process a scene completely. This is the type of scene that will have investigators working well past that overnight and into the morning at the very least. And as the search for the suspect continues tonight, I want to share what local leaders are saying, including the San Joaquin County District Attorney.
It's unthinkable, and it absolutely breaks our heart to have the loss of life and to have loss of life to children in our community.
Loss of life to children,
Right
which
now,
means there were
we are
some
doing everything
children that
possible
were
to
unalive,
bring the individual
guys.
that's responsible for this to justice.
The Sheriff's Office, Stockton PD, Manteca PD, the DA's office, and the FBI, just some of the agencies that now have a role in trying to piece together what happened here tonight. Cal OES says Governor Newsom has also been briefed on the shooting. And just a short time ago, Mayor Christina Fugazi also said that she has also talked with Governor Newsom, who's offered the full support of the state to assist the community and law enforcement agencies in any way needed throughout this investigation. The other call that she's making to the community tonight is that if you know anything, to call the Crime Stoppers hotline where you can leave an anonymous tip. There are still so many questions in this investigation, and Another reaction I want to share from the community coming in tonight is that of Stockton's Vice Mayor Jason Lee, who wrote in part, quote, "As Vice Mayor of Stockton and as someone who grew up in this community, I'm devastated and angry to learn about the mass shooting at a child's birthday party. An ice cream shop should never be a place where families fear for their lives. Violence touched my life as a young person, and seeing our own children, parents, and neighbors go through this shakes me deeply. Stockton is my home. These are our families, and this is our community." And at a press conference about 2 hours ago, the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office said that there's still a lot of questions that they have in this investigation, including what led up to that shooting, as well as the condition of the other victims that were rushed to the hospital earlier this evening. They're going to be working to piece together a lot of this information overnight, as I mentioned, but they also need the community's assistance in that. And another big part of this, as we know, is trying to locate the person responsible. So their call to the community tonight, as well as that from several local leaders, is that if you have any information that can help in this, anything not too big, not too small, any information really can be helpful to them at this point, you're asked to contact authorities directly. Reporting live in Stockton tonight, covering local news that matters. Claire.
This is crazy, guys. This is crazy. So that means we have heard, he said, a loss of life even involving children, which means there was some
police
kids
out here
that were potentially on the line.
Is breaking news from CBS 13.
And thanks for joining us here on CBS 13 right before 8 o'clock tonight. We do have some breaking news that we want to share with you right now. This is happening in Stockton. We have very little information at this point, but we do know that several people have been taken to the hospital after a shooting. Again, this is in Stockton. We know the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office is at the scene right now. You can see a heavy police presence there. This is right off of Lucille Avenue in Stockton, right near the 1900 block. Again, we're hearing about several victims because of a shooting in Stockton, but we are working to get some more details. We do have multiple crews out on the scene right now. If we can get to our photojournalist, Sean Halverson, he has been on the scene. He has been in that area, hopefully talking with some of the authorities out there, although I know that it's slow going right now as they try to piece together exactly what's happening. Do we have Sean for us right now? Hi, Sean, what can you tell us?
Well, this happened a little over an hour ago. Police came by and told me this was a mass shooting, which means there was 3 or more people shot. They wouldn't confirm any kind of fatalities or anything, but apparently there was people up Lucille Avenue. I think they were running around after the shooting happened. Police were searching the buildings to make sure there was no other additional victims. But right now, police just have Thornton Road at Lucille totally shut down. This is a multi-jurisdiction case because one side is Stockton and one side is San Joaquin County. So right now we're currently waiting for the sheriffs to tell us what's going on. They've called in every additional unit they possibly can. UOP police is out here.
We know that there are 14 people that were hurt in this, 4 of them unalive, but children and adults. And yeah, man, 10 people were injured. Yeah, we're offering everything. This is everything we know so far.
There's CHPs out here, police, Stockton police and sheriff are out here. But as of right now, we don't exactly know.
At a child's birthday party.
Victims, any fatalities out here.
Right. So we do have so much more information to gather on this. As we're hearing multiple agencies out there, UOP, you've said, San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office, Stockton Police as well. I'm trying to get an idea of what this area looks like.
No, this is Stockton,
CHP
California.
is out there. I'm trying to get an idea of what this area looks like right now. It looks like it's a residential area. Have you heard from any of the people that we've seen walking around there? Was there a house party or anything else that we know of that was going on in that area?
I would only be speculating it looked like a house party, but I can't tell. I don't know. But there's people on the other side of the road, and we can't get over there right now. We've seen nobody around here. I haven't seen anybody that heard anything or saw anything. Just a bunch of people looky-loos out here right now.
So Lucille Avenue, this is right in the 1900 block in Stockton right now. That area, it looks like it's all just houses in that area.
There's houses. There's businesses all around here. There's like if you see up here, there's Dairy Queen.
There we
There's
go.
a pizza place up here. There's a 7-Eleven across the street. Yeah, this is residential and businesses out here.
Okay, so a pretty busy area then, because if you've got those businesses right there.
Yes.
We could see that there were people walking up and down that area, obviously not just neighbors, because they could have been going to those businesses that are right there as well.
Exactly, yeah, I think there was people running to these businesses when the shooting happened too, so police were searching for extra victims in some of these businesses out here. I believe there's a pizza place up there.
Continue, Sean.
I believe there's a strip mall right over here, and there's a bunch of different businesses in there, pizza place and whatnot. As you can see here, there's some people that were out here. I believe they were probably at the location where it happened at, but I'm not sure. They've been out here the entire time. They're across the street from us. We can't get over to their area.
And I was just hearing from our producer as well, Sean, that Vice Mayor Jason Lee had spoken a short time ago saying that this had happened at an ice cream shop in that area, possibly related to a birthday party that was even going on there. It seems to be, it would have been a crowded birthday party to have this many people now taken to the hospital as well.
And down Lucille, I believe, is just residential, but that seems to be the area
We
that
don't
they're
know what
focused on the
color the
most right
person
now.
was, guys. We don't know.
So then I'm wondering if this was a spillover.
All we know so far is it was a child's birthday party.
It's very
10
possible.
people injured, 4 unalive.
And go ahead and list off again the agencies that you've seen out there as well. That's a heavy police presence that we have there, and this entire area blocked off.
There's San Joaquin County Sheriff's out here. UOP police, I heard, were called in. I think I see Stockton Unified School District Police, CHP, San Joaquin County Sheriffs. I believe San Joaquin County Sheriffs are handling the this call, actually, because I think it might have happened in the county. We're waiting for the PIO to talk to us momentarily to tell us what happened out here.
And can you give us an idea of the perimeter that they've had set up there as well?
Hold on, let's leave from over here, go here. This is the most late breakingest details as we know. This was posted at like 11 o'clock, guys. Here you go.
At least 4 people have died so far.
We have 2 crews on the ground right now. We want to start with team coverage. KCRA 3's Denson Cortez and Peyton Headley live at the scene of this mass shooting. We want to get to Denson Cortez first. So Denson, we've seen something really interesting there. This is a residential area of the shooting investigation, and now there's some kind of interesting protocols that they're doing, right?
There is, Andrea. So we are on the west end where Peyton's at. We're on the west side of Lucille Avenue. I'm going to step aside right now. They're actually putting down that barrier of tape to allow some of these cars to access through. When I spoke with an officer earlier, he says what's determining people to go in and out is the circumstances. We don't know if they're residents or other protocols, but right now they are setting that perimeter in this area to determine and, find that suspect or suspects involved in this shooting. I just spoke to a resident off camera who lives in the first house nearby. He says this is actually a fairly active area, and if you keep going down Dawn Avenue, he says you'll hit 8 Mile Road, which has an active scene, but you can see those cars now starting to access Dawn Avenue through Lucille. But he shared that when he heard the initial shots around 6 p.m., he thought they were fireworks as well, as Peyton reported earlier. So he said that they were fairly loud to where he was able to hear, just on the west end of Lucille Avenue. So just imagine the magnitude of these shots. But he says this is a fairly active area of Lucille Avenue and Dawn Avenue, and also it's a neighborhood watch area as well. So for people that are in the area near Delta Sierra Middle School as well, if you could call the number 209-946-0600, and that's again 209-946-0600. Officials are asking any individual that has any information to reach out to those numbers and come out and speak. But right now, our officers are putting that perimeter on this west end of Lucille Avenue to find the suspect or suspects. Live in Stockton, Denson Cortez, KCRA 3 News.
Yeah, we should mention, again, 14 people shot, 4 of them dead. The shooting investigation focusing on a banquet hall at Lucille Avenue and Thornton Road. Denton is in the residential area, but we saw just moments ago law enforcement actually checking IDs and trying to figure out who lives in this neighborhood. And that really tells you the seriousness piece of the fact that they're still looking for the person or people who are responsible for this mass shooting that we saw happen here in Stockton just before 6 tonight.
And the authorities haven't given us many details in terms of, suspect information, but what they have told us so far is that they say that they believe this was a targeted incident, and they are right now trying to find a suspect, and they're asking for people's help, anyone with information, to contact them. They're looking for, witness statements. They're looking for surveillance video as well. You see this map on your screen to kind of help you understand. So Denton was kind of in the more residential side of Lucille Avenue, and then Thornton Road intersects with Lucille Avenue. There's a shopping center with a Dairy Queen. That is where that banquet hall is. That is where the primary focus of this investigation is at this point. So we want to check in with Peyton Headley, who's been on this story from the very beginning. Peyton, tell us where you are for context, and kind of share with us any new information you've been able to gather.
Yeah, well, we are on Thornton Road here near Lucille Avenue. The intersection that we are at are with Thornton Road and Waldman, and this is a massive perimeter that they have set up here. We were able to get significantly closer earlier this evening, but since then they have just continuously backed us up to give them more room in this investigation. Again, right now they don't have any suspect information to share. They said they don't have a suspect information. Again, they don't have a suspect in custody right now in relation to this shooting, but I'll step out of the way and give you a look at the live scene right now. So there were, when we got here, an insane amount of law enforcement vehicles. That has dwindled down significantly as the evening has gone on, but now detectives, investigators, and more law enforcement officials are arriving. We know this investigation is backed by the FBI, by the Department of Justice, the District Attorney's Office. We have the county sheriff involved, and of course the Stockton Police Department as well, neighboring agencies also contributing. So what we know tonight is that the calls came in just before 6 o'clock this evening about gunfire in the area. Officers say 14 people were shot. We know 10 of those people are injured. 4 of those people have died, and right now we don't have any specific ages on these victims, but we do know that the ages range from children to adults. So there were children at this gathering here. The vice mayor posted on Facebook calling it a children's birthday party that was inside of this banquet hall. So really devastating to know that these children now know firsthand the impacts of gun violence. They've seen it, they've experienced it.
I'm gonna need y'all to take time to double tap that screen and get those likes up, guys. No reason we should have over 1,000 people in the building and only have 181 likes. Let's double tap that screen if you're on a mobile device, or click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up, man. It helps out the channel. I wouldn't keep on asking y'all to hit the like button. Double tap that screen, guys. Get the likes up, and most definitely subscribe to the channel if you're new.
Some of those children, potentially the victims of this, either shot or died as a result of this shooting. I asked the county sheriff's office what it's like to investigate something like this. This is what they had to say.
It is unfathomable that there are young children who are harmed, that there was anybody who was harmed in this, and our hearts go out to those victims, to their families, and to our community.
Yeah, so again, a massive investigation right now looking to find who is responsible for this. So looking at this scene, to paint you a bigger picture, if you haven't been on Thornton Road here, it's both residential and there are businesses as well on both stretches of this. So those are houses that are lit up on Lucille Avenue right there, where investigators have really been focusing a lot of the evening. And then just behind it, there's the Dairy Queen, there's the business park, and then across the street, there's an auto shop. There's convenience stores. And the good news about that is that there is a lot of surveillance video that could help investigators in this search for the suspect and really figuring out what happened. What could also help in this investigation is that there were likely dozens of people inside of this banquet hall. Again, we know that 14 people were shot, 4 of those people died, and likely those people will be able to give information to officials about what unfolded, how it all happened and who is responsible right now. We don't know if it's only one person or if there are multiple people who are responsible. I talked to a woman that lived just down the block. She was inside of her house when those gunshots first went off. She said she thought it was going for at least a minute. So just a long time for gunfire to be going, especially in front of children, in front of families who had been celebrating inside of this banquet hall. But still a lot of information for detectives and investigators to work through. Again, they do believe this was targeted and they are searching for a suspect or suspects in this case. Guys.
Peyton, thank you. And another, we heard from Stockton's mayor earlier this evening. She said families should be together instead of being at a hospital praying for their loved ones. So obviously we know this is a, holiday weekend. Families are gathering to be with one another, but also this was a literal family gathering at a banquet. We heard from the vice mayor who said this was a child's birthday party. We also know the vice mayor is flying back to Stockton right now to be with the families of those that have been impacted.
And we do want to mention this, as you can see here pulled up on the screen right now. Crime Stoppers is asking for information, law enforcement asking for any information right now that could help in this investigation. No bit of information is too small. So if you know anything, if you saw anything, if you have any surveillance video or any ring cameras or any other information that could help in this investigation, they're asking that you give them a call at 209-946-0600. That's right there on your screen. And a reminder, those tips can be anonymous. We have been hearing from many people. We've been hearing from lawmakers, including Assemblymember Rhodesia Ransom, representing the 13th District of California, and she issued the following statement in response to the mass shooting, saying, quote, "I'm heartbroken by the violence and tragedy in Stockton and the senseless loss of life that has resulted from this. My heart is with the families experiencing unimaginable pain and with those who have been injured. These events are deeply traumatizing for our community. We are still gathering the facts as more information becomes available. In this difficult time, I'm holding everyone affected in my thoughts and prayers. I pray for peace, healing, and the sense of safety we all deserve."
And we did hear again from Stockton's mayor, Christina Fugazi, tonight. She said, I quote, "Stockton is better than this." Right. And so the city officials and people in Stockton are heartbroken to find out that children have been victims of a mass shooting at a gathering for families, right? So the other thing the mayor mentioned, she said children and adults did not survive. When I listened to that press conference, we haven't heard much about who the victims are. We know from authorities that they range from juveniles to adults, but we heard from the mayor that children and adults did not survive the shooting.
And we should mention as well, we know that 10 other people are recovering tonight, and we don't know the extent of their injuries either. So we're still waiting for that information, but we do know 4 dead, including adults and children. We know 10 other people had some sort of gunshot wound, and at this point, we are not sure what their conditions are. Working on getting more details on that as well.
Yeah, and we have been, again, we want to, if we can pull up that soundbite from the mayor of Stockton, if we can play that real quick.
And what happened tonight? Again, unacceptable. Families should be together instead of at the hospital, standing next to their loved one, praying that they survive. So again, wish we had better news for you, wish we could tell you more. As soon as that information becomes available, we will make sure that you get it.
And now we want to get to this. Of course, Governor Gavin Newsom's office posting on X tonight saying he has been briefed, adding, quote, "The governor's Office of Emergency Services is monitoring this evolving situation and coordinating with local law enforcement." And we know this, Mayor Fugazi said in a statement, she released this on Facebook just moments after that press conference as she gave, that as soon as she was made aware of the incident, she responded to the area with Councilwoman Michelle Padilla, and shortly after they were on scene receiving direct updates and supporting the community. She also went on to say she has spoken with Stockton's police chief, Stan McFadden, and federal law enforcement partners, including San Joaquin County District Attorney Ron Freitas. Those responsible will be identified and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, she said. She also mentioned this a short time ago. She spoke with Governor Gavin Newsom on the phone, who has offered the full support of the state of California to assist the community and law enforcement agencies agencies in any way that's needed. She goes on to say our first responders acted quickly, securing multiple scenes and providing immediate medical aid. Their professionalism reflects the very best of our city. As mayor, I am ensuring every necessary resource is available and that our city supports this effort at every level. Right now, our focus must remain on the victims, their families, and the safety of the community.
We also heard from Stockton's Vice Mayor Jason Lee, who was one of the first city leaders to post, if we can pull that up. He said on Facebook tonight, my heart is heavy in a way that's hard to put into words. As Vice Mayor of Stockton and as someone who grew up in this community, I am devastated and angry to learn about the mass shooting at a child's birthday party. An ice cream shop should never be a place where families fear for their lives. Adding that violence touched my life as a young person, and seeing our own children, parents, and neighbors go through this shakes me deeply. Stockton is my home. These are our families. This is our community. He said, I am in contact with staff and public safety officials to understand exactly what happened, and I will be pushing for answers. Our community deserves to know the truth, and the families impacted deserve justice and every resource available to support them. Tonight I'm sending my thoughts, prayers, and love to the families who are hurting, to the children who witnessed this trauma, and to everyone across our city who feels this pain. Please, God, uplift our community. We don't deserve this. We will not accept this as our norm.
That was Vice Mayor Jason Lee. We'll be right back.
It's crazy, y'all. It is crazy, man. Sad, y'all. Sad, sad, sad. Okay, this was posted 5 minutes ago. So
begin with breaking news. Tonight we are following breaking.
Okay, this is the same thing. All right, so we already seen that. So as we know right now, there were 14 people that were shot, 10 of which were injured, 4 passed away, and amongst those were children and adults, guys. In Stockton, California, there has not been a press conference yet. They probably do that in the morning. You know, I'm going to bring that to you as well. Here is more on this situation that took place at a Black Friday sale in the mall in California as well.
C7, live breaking news.
I was ringing up somebody, and then we heard 2 big gunshots.
1 or 2 shots pop like 2 times.
I don't want to leave the house again. I'm laughing now because I'm traumatized, but it was really terrifying. And like she said, it's not.
This happened at Valley Fair Mall, guys, one of the biggest malls in the Bay Area. Gunshots erupted inside the mall during a Black Friday sale. This also took place in California.
The 50% off.
I'm only online shopping now. Like, why come to the mall if this is like an actual possibility?
I'm telling you, this is life perspective changing and makes you reassess what you've been doing till now.
A shooting at Valley Fair Mall in San Jose on one of the busiest shopping days of the year, sparking chaos, forcing some people to barricade themselves into stores, others into hiding storage rooms. While
all right, Big Reese, I haven't seen anything about it yet.
Thank you so much for being with us tonight. I'm Francis Wang. San Jose police say it all started just after 5:40 this evening outside of the Macy's store on the 2nd floor of the mall, which is located here on Stevens Creek Boulevard in San Jose. We do have ABC 7 News team coverage with ABC 7 News reporter Tara Campbell, who spoke to shoppers and employees who heard the shooting. But we're going to begin with Ansar Hassan for the very latest on the victims and the investigation. Ansar?
Francis, good evening. We were able to confirm with San Jose police that there are 3 gunshot victims, 2 adults, 1 16-year-old girl.
Wow, another baby, 16, 2 adults.
No arrests have been made.
Wow,
Please
guys.
want the public to understand that this was an isolated incident and that the area around the mall is safe. Police with machine guns escorting shoppers and mall employees out of Macy's. They were sheltering in place following a shooting at Westfield Valley Fair Mall in San Jose.
We heard like loud bang sounds, and so we didn't think much of it.
This happened in San Jose, California, guys.
And then we heard it continuously, and then glass shattered, so we ducked down.
Thousands of shoppers at the mall for Black Friday stampeding to get out or find shelter after hearing gunshots.
We heard what sounded like, to me, possible fireworks. In your brain, you want it to be fireworks, but we heard people screaming and running. We knew instantly it was gunshots. It was a giant stampede of people running by.
San Jose police say there was a situation between 2 individuals outside of Macy's on the 2nd floor. That escalated into a shooting. Police confirmed that 3 people were shot, 1 adult male, 1 adult female, and 1 16-year-old female. They were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police emphasizing that this was an isolated shooting.
We can say for a matter of fact that this was not unsuspected shoppers that were targeted here. This was an isolated incident with 2 individuals and unfortunately 2 others who were injured. And again, this shouldn't stop people from enjoying their holidays.
The mall was put on lockdown, hundreds sheltering in place, many in the closest store they could get into.
And within a few minutes, the store employees actually started to close the gates and lock the sliding doors.
How long were you guys locked inside?
We're, I'd say, at least 20 minutes, at least.
Why, when you were inside,
Yes.
was it screaming in the mall or anything? Or just
There was screaming initially. Initially, you heard a lot of people screaming, a lot of people running. There was a lot of panic. And then it was
This is why most people
Once the
shop
lockdown was
online
lifted,
for Black
shoppers
Friday.
and employees were let out by police.
So it was like the SWAT team.
Law
But
enforcement said it was a
yeah.
Can we get the lights up past 300, guys? Double tap that screen, on your mobile device if you're watching from a phone, or click those 3 dots, hit that thumbs up. Can we get the lights up past 300 if y'all don't mind?
They're kind of controlling it and kind of like, okay.
So
they come
inside the
out.
mall, they're going store by store and telling people to leave.
Yeah.
And escorting you out.
Yes.
Francis, as of right now, all indications are that the mall will be open. I called some restaurants and confirmed that they will be open tomorrow. Police believe there's only one suspect involved. The search for that suspect is underway. Reporting live, Ansar Hassan, ABC 7 News.
Ansar, thank you. And
Man, don't tell me what to do talking about don't benefit yourself out of tragedy. Man, I'm reporting so you know that the tragedy happened. It's most definitely sad, but this is most definitely my channel. I most definitely keep people up to date on all news, no matter what it is, John Park. So if you don't mind, won't you double tap the screen before you get deported? How about that?
Continue our team coverage now with reporter Tara Campbell. Tara, Black Friday is the one day of the year many people do go to the mall, and now people are maybe changing their minds moving forward.
Yeah, Francis, really, it's a much quieter scene out front the mall here right now. There are still some unmarked vehicles behind me here, as you can probably see. The majority of the crew started clearing out about a half hour ago. Now, we were here much earlier when people were still coming out of the mall, clearly shaken.
I was just scared for my life, to be honest, because I just got off the shift, so I was trying to go home.
Heavy police presence as people streamed out of Westfield Valley Fair Mall. Workers and Black Friday shoppers alike unnerved by a shooting inside.
I just saw my life going in front of me. I was like, oh my God, what if this is my last day?
No problem,
Emily Sanchez was shopping at the mall with a friend and says she made a run for it.
I just saw people running and hiding. So I just realized I just supposed that it was someone with a gun. And I just started running to find a table or some place to hide.
We had a couple people who were very scared. Someone in our store actually fainted.
We need 4 more lights, guys. Double tap that screen.
Breathing really hard.
Jade Apostol works at the Lululemon and helped get people to safety.
Actually, all of our coworkers, we were very calm. We tried to make sure that everyone was safe. Everyone was in the back room. Then everyone was put in there very orderly.
We need to stop this, man. It happens too much. We need to have a safe place, safe environment to shop. There was a lot of families, and it just sucks seeing everybody's facial expressions, because you could tell that especially all the little kids and the older people.
How does this make you feel about coming back to the mall, about doing your shopping for the holidays?
And I don't know. They said that they will never go back to Black Friday shopping.
How do you feel about going back to work?
I'm a little apprehensive, just because it is scary. It's a lot. It's very traumatizing. I was also just seeing there was a couple kids who were in there, probably under the age of 10, and just seeing their faces mortified. So right now I'm a little apprehensive. If they tell us to go in, I may or may not, depending on how I feel in the morning.
I'm gonna be nervous. I was trying to call my manager to see if everybody's okay, but I'm gonna have it because I work tomorrow actually. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to call him because I don't know. This really traumatized me. It's scary, but I can't let Shoe Palace down. That's really where I work. So I have to be there for the family.
Yeah, and this scene doesn't seem to be shutting down anytime soon. As we've been standing here, we've seen at least one police vehicle go by into the mall. Now,
Thank you,
we also,
Rika.
in speaking with police earlier today, they said there will be up security here at the mall tomorrow. So whether that persuades shoppers to come back out, as you heard it in the story there, people really feel like it is up in the air right now, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Francis?
Yeah, so many people understandably shaken. Tara, thank you very much. Mayor Matt Mahan had this to say of the incident, quote, "San Jose, this is not the news I wanted to share with you this holiday weekend. My prayers are with these victims, and I know our officers are doing everything they can to find the person responsible and hold them accountable." And remember, ABC7 News and ABC7News.com.
All right, so this is the situation that happened in San Jose, California, guys, at one of the biggest shopping malls in the Bay Area, guys. Let's get into it. More on this situation right here.
Area. This is the primetime edition on Pix Plus.
We come on the air now with breaking news tonight. A shooting at the Westfield Valley Fair Mall in the South Bay injured at least 2 victims and sent shoppers scrambling for safety. Law enforcement on the scene spending the last few hours clearing the mall on what is usually one of the busiest shopping days of the year. So the Valley Fair Mall sits right on the borderline between Santa Clara and San Jose on Stevens Creek Boulevard. This all started around 5:40 this evening. Ryan Yamamoto joining me now in studio with more and the latest on this. Ryan.
Yeah, well, Jules, just a frightening night for a lot of shoppers out there. We all know that Valley Fair Mall is like one of the largest malls in the Bay Area. Add Black Friday on top of that, and that place was absolutely packed. But we do want to mention that things are really want to emphasize that police are saying right now this is an isolated incident and an active shooter is no longer involved in this. This is chopper video over Valley Fair Mall. You can see a massive presence of flashing lights lining the parking lot, police, fire trucks, ambulances, all responding. This is all unfolding once again on one of the busiest shopping days of the year. You can also see clusters of people huddling together outside as they scramble for safety. Law enforcement officers positioned near the Shake Shack at Westfield Mall. Shoppers scrambled outside. This is video. You can see several people running outside with their hands up as the police and officers were evacuating that mall, trying to clear that mall to make sure it was safe. And while people evacuated the mall, others decided to take cover. One person on social media shared these photos showing shoppers huddled inside the Abercrombie store. This was after they heard what they believe were shots fired, and they took cover inside for safety. And we did hear from one witness who says he heard about 8 to 10 gunshots before evacuating.
We seen everybody start running, so then we ran, and then we all came to the parking lot. Everybody was running, screaming, crying. And then probably like 20 minutes after, we seen like a guy walk out with a wound on his chest, and he was bleeding. So then that's when we knew, like, oh yeah, this is like real. And then all the cops came and stuff. And yeah, we've been out here ever since. Like.
So there you hear from one of the witnesses. Our chopper also saw this scene along the exterior of the Valley Fair Mall. You see that massive hole in the window and shattered glass all along the ground. No word how that is connected. Again, 2 people were shot at the Valley Fair Mall. We'll continue to follow very latest developments throughout the night, but we do want to emphasize right now, this is not an active shooter situation. That mall has been evacuated. We hope to learn more, but man, what a frightening night for a lot of shoppers. That mall is always crowded on a typical Friday and Saturday, but add Black Friday on top of that, and you had a lot of people running for cover or hiding in the hallways or hiding in those stores after they heard those shots fired. That witness saying 6 to 10 shots that they heard.
Sure, that is so scary. All right, we'll follow this. We'll have a live report from the scene. Ryan, thank you for that information.
I can tell you that this was an isolated incident. This was not targeted at unsuspected shoppers.
All right, this is the news conference outside of Valley Fair Mall. Let's listen in.
Trying to determine what occurred and what transpired prior to the shooting. However, we can tell, we are very sure that this was not targeted at any of the shoppers here at the mall. I don't have a whole lot of other information. I can tell you that the suspect is still outstanding and is believed to have fled prior.
Both suspects in both situations are still at large, guys.
But our detectives are responding to the scene, and we are actively investigating this and looking into as much information that we can to determine what occurred here. That'll take any questions.
How do you know that it was isolated? Did the shooter and the victims know each other?
So we don't have any indication that they knew each other. However, we're still trying to determine because we don't know the suspect. But we are looking through surveillance. We are talking to witnesses and trying to determine exactly what happened. We can tell you that there was something that occurred between the two. We don't know what that was. I don't know if it was a verbal confrontation, some type of disturbance, but something occurred between two individuals that prompted the shooting. And then subsequently, again, I believe the two females were unrelated to the incident, were just hit by gunfire.
We heard from one eyewitness that there were 8 to 10 shots that went off, and he told me it was an automatic sounding weapon. Do you know what kind of weapon was fired inside the mall?
I can tell you it was a handgun. I don't know what kind of handgun, but there was a handgun. I don't know how many shots were fired.
Did you recover the handgun?
No handgun was recovered.
There were gunshot holes near the Bolero, near the bowling alley. Was that like related to this kind of incident?
So the only shooting that we're aware of that occurred today was outside of the Macy's, up on the second floor. We don't have a whole lot of other information other than that's where the shooting occurred, and there was just one shooter.
One shooter. Was there just one kind of incident? There weren't multiple incidents throughout the night?
Correct, but all of our officers are making sure that there aren't any outstanding victims, or combing through every single store to ensure that there aren't any victims and really no public safety threat. And right now, we don't think there is.
Any injuries as far as people stampeding out of the mall? Anybody trampled? Any reports of?
Not that I'm aware of, or at least have been reported to us.
The victims again, can you repeat?
Yes, sir. We had an adult victim, adult male victim, adult female victim, and a 16-year-old female victim, all suffering from at least one gunshot wound. All injuries determined to be non-life-threatening.
Sir, so obviously investigation ongoing, but it sounds like there was an altercation between suspect and adult male, and the two females that were hit were just bystanders that were caught in the crossfire of this?
That is what our preliminary information is telling us. Again, still a lot for us to try and figure out, but right now that is what we believe had occurred.
And with the suspect still outstanding, is there no known danger to the public, I guess, because it was an isolated event?
Correct. Again, the suspect is outstanding. They are unidentified, but our detectives are responding and doing everything they can, and I have every confidence in my body that they will identify the suspect and they will be brought to justice.
One last thing. We've talked to a lot of shoppers, workers here who are like, I can't believe this happened on Black Friday. Just a swarm of people here. Anything you could say to the public, just ease their mind heading into this busy weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. We can say for a matter of fact that this was not unsuspected shoppers that were targeted here. This was an isolated incident with two individuals and unfortunately two others who were injured. And again, this shouldn't stop people from enjoying their holidays, enjoying going out, but we should always be alert.
El bogueto la está rompiendo en Kik, damas y caballeros. El bogueto está rompiendo en YouTube. Hey, el bogueto la está rompiendo en México. Uno de los números uno de el bogueto la está rompiendo en chat.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
En México, así que así se tienen que seguir al bogueto. Una de las buenas secciones de México, ya saben, amigos.
Killed the tone a little bit, but I do gotta say that shoppers and workers here are a little tense after what happened.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Security guards.
Yeah. Sounds like the police department will be on scene for several hours, determining that there are no additional victims.
All right, you've been listening to a news conference outside of the Valley Fair Mall. Again, police saying this is not an active shooter situation, and there is no threat to the public at this time. We've learned that there were 3 people who faced injuries from the gunfire, possibly just the shoppers in the area. 2 of them have been taken to the hospital, as we've learned. And we'll certainly be following this. Kevin Coe is going to be live at the scene for us. But again, the major thing to take away from this is that there is no threat to the public and no active shooter. So we'll continue this breaking news out of the South Bay, and we'll have more for you right after this. Welcome back. Breaking news tonight. Chaos inside the Valley Fair Mall in the South Bay as shooting injures 3 people and sends customers running for safety. Law enforcement saying tonight this is an isolated incident and all 3 people are expected to survive. They've been taken to the hospital. The Valley Fair Mall sits right on the borderline between Santa Clara and San Jose on Stevens Creek Boulevard. And this all started around 5:40 this evening. Kevin Coe is live in the South Bay tonight with more. So Kevin, what can you tell us about the scene there?
Well, Jules, I can tell you we're coming to you live at the most calmest scene we have seen in the past 3 hours. Absolute chaos erupting here around 5:30, and that's when San Jose Police and Santa Clara Police, multiple agencies across the board here in the South Bay, all rushed right here to see what exactly was going on. Reports of a shooting we heard, but as you said, we've been able to gather more details along the way. We know there are 3 people who have been shot at least once, an adult male, an adult female, and a 16-year-old female. What is key about this right now is we know that this was an isolated incident according to police, But at the same time, there is no confirmation that these two men who were having this altercation before these shots rang out even knew each other. Police still trying to figure that out right now, but what's making this extremely difficult is that the shooter, the suspect, is still on the run. I want to give you a live look right behind me. As you can see, police have this area of the Valley Fair Mall completely shut down, and I can tell you, every entrance, every exit, you're going to see police all along that way, as they are even staging right now, which was going to be presumably for a lengthy amount of time, with the incident command truck already here in position. We've also been meeting a lot of shoppers here who have been waiting for hours trying to get their cars out, and they still have no idea when that's going to be. That gives you an idea of how lengthy this investigation may be as well. I do want to get some video we were able to get along the way as well. You see people running out at some point. A very different scene than what we're seeing now. Law enforcement officers, they were positioned here near the Shake Shack here at the mall. And as shoppers scrambled out, you could see right there, you could see a crowd of people walking out the door with their hands up, trying to get to safety. Just one of many elements we have to share with you today, but here is one person we were also able to speak with.
To hide, and I found like tables and people going under the tables, so I just went also under the tables and just wait for there like probably 5 minutes. I was just looking at people's faces and looking how scared they were.
Back here live at Valley Fair. Jules, again, I can tell you, when you see the video of what happened just after the shooting occurred, it is far different than what's in place now. But this investigation is far from over. Police at this point, they believe the suspect fled right after this shooting took place. So they are continuing to look for the suspect. No details on who or the suspect may be. We're still working to try to gather that right now. But obviously, a very, very active situation. No word yet on when all of this will clear up.
Yeah, I can't imagine. This is Black Friday, the busiest time for shopping, as we keep reporting. You know, those images you showed, Kevin, one of them was people running out with their hands up. Another one was people lined up inside a hallway, just frozen inside. I can't imagine what they're saying to you now. Any other comments from people that you kind of, touched base with on your way in?
I can tell you that shoppers, when they learned what was going on, it really comes from two sides. Some people actually heard the gunshots, and one woman I spoke to, she heard those gunshots ringing. She ran straight into
What's up, JoJo?
What she describes is just a flow of people running into the woman's bathroom, just trying to take cover and hide. Others just saw the absolute chaos. They saw people running. They weren't even sure what exactly was going on until they heard the word shooter, shooter, shooting, shooting. And you could just imagine the fear of people just trying to rush out all at the mall at the same time. And the other part of that, Jules, is the traffic situation around here was a mess. It's clearing up a little bit now. But just imagine all these people all trying to leave the mall at the same time.
Yeah, and police believe that the shooter, the active shooter, has left the area. They have that information?
Yes, they believe the suspect immediately fled the area after the shooting occurred, but it's hard to give you specifics right now because police are still investigating. But what we can tell you is, one, they do not have anyone arrested at this point, and two, because they believe this was an isolated incident, they believe there is no imminent danger to the public.
Good information. I'm sure there'll be some surveillance video too at some point. Kevin Coe, thanks. We'll check back with you. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. So that's everything we have on the San Jose shooting that took place at the mall, guys, as well as the Stockton situation involving children and adults that were unalive, man. 10 injured, 4 unalive, potentially adults and children, guys. That's what took place in Stockton, and in San Jose. It was 2 adults, a man and a woman, and a 16-year-old that were injured in this situation as well. That's all I have for y'all tonight. Make sure you tune in tomorrow when they're liable to be holding press conferences, to let us know if they, and in both situations, both of the gunmen are still at large, guys. They have nobody arrested for either situation yet, man. Such a tragedy, man. most definitely sad when little ones are hurt, you know, in things that have absolutely nothing really to do with them, man. Prayers for the families, prayers for all involved, guys. I will most definitely keep y'all updated. Shout out to everybody that subscribed to the channel. Make sure you turn your notification bell on to all so you don't miss anything when I go live with the latest and breaking news on everything news. Shout out to the old subscribers as well as the new ones. Shout out to all of my members. Most definitely, if you're interested in this type of content, most definitely grab your membership. There are most definitely plenty of videos and members only, you know, that supply a lot of information, guys. Shout out to my moderators as well for keeping this chat running smooth. I most definitely appreciate y'all as well. I hope y'all enjoyed the show, you know. Yeah, man, and as they let me know, I'll let y'all know. And with that being said, man, y'all have a great night. Sidewalk gang, checking out. Y'all take care of yourselves and stay safe, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll see y'all later. Make sure y'all tap back in with me.